Hi Primpers! This is so exciting. It's been about a year since I've done a video and I am back. I'm going to be doing 5 of the best, and today I'm going to be doing 5 of the best concealers because over the last 12 months I have really found that concealer is a woman with a baby's best friend because it makes you look like you've had a full night's sleep, even if that might not be the case always. Although I should give my little man more credit. He's a good sleeper now. But as well as kind of getting rid of those dark circles under your eyes and helping brighten up the area overall, concealers or camouflages, which are kind of their cousin. Concealers mainly are used for around the eye, but you can use them in other areas as well. And camouflages really help blend imperfections or discolorations in your skin tone. So if you have a little bit of red around your nose or even pimples, you want to camouflage that so that it kind of blends into the skin and you don't see any kind of change of skin color, because there's nothing worse than having a bright red zit and then seeing the concealer mark around it. So camouflage is a good way to do that, and that's done with different colors. So let's start with the Laura Mercier camouflage. Now this one here is probably the cult camouflage on the market. It's a massive favorite among makeup artists, celebrities, all that kind of stuff. And I think what makes it so good is firstly the 2 tones. So you've got your normal kind of concealer tone, which is skin tone, and then a more pinky base. So that's going to really help to, you can use these 2 together, you can use them separately, but what you can do is kind of counteract discolorations within the skin. The pink is really great at kind of neutralizing any blue tones, and especially under the eye area. But it also works equally as well on pimples and blemishes as well. So that is a winner of a formula as well. So that's another thing I think this has going for it, is that it's a really great formula in that it covers everything without kind of soaking into fine lines and those kinds of things that you don't want. You definitely don't want your concealer or camouflage, being visible in fine lines. So that's another thing that you have to take into account when looking for a formula. So this one covers absolutely everything, but it's not at all kind of cakey or powdery, which is what I like personally. Next up, we have the Almay Smart Shade CC Concealer and Brightener. Now this is a really similar concept, very same tones. Obviously, a little bit more affordable being Almay, but the texture itself is beautiful. It's still lightweight, but it's going to cover everything, and it's really about finding that balance between something that's not so light and liquidy that it doesn't really do anything, but also not so heavy that it kind of is noticeable and obvious. You want it to really melt into your skin. So this is another really great option, and when I use this one, or with all of them really, I tend to use my hands a lot. Always clean hands, of course, because you don't want to spread any bacteria, but using the warmth of your fingers really helps kind of mold and meld and melt that product into your skin, and especially that pushing and tapping rather than rubbing is a really great way, an effective way to apply a concealer and camouflage. So, specifically for the under eye area, I find the Napoleon Purtis Mighty Concealer Pen is really, really easy. It's got a great pen tip applicator, which I find great because the brush brush tip, so it's just like a brush, paintbrush really. It allows you to get into those nooks and crannies that perhaps your finger can't get, or if you don't like to apply it with your fingers, this is a super clean, hygienic option. You just wind it up and it just posits the product. Really, really good. Really easy. Again, great coverage. Another new one that I've started using is the Ellis Bar from Mecca concealer, and the packaging alone is so cool. But all her packaging is like this, her lipsticks, everything. And again, another brush applicator. But what I love about this is obviously how easy it is to apply, but also the formula. It really does cover everything. And it's just really easy to work with. I find it's really easy to blend. I just kind of put it underneath the tear duct and down these bits, because this is really where, when you look at your face, especially when it comes to concealing, a lot of people put it all around the eye area, but often you don't need it all around the eye area. I just get a little bit of discoloration kind of here. So I just deposit this with the brush here. I put a little bit around my nose, and then I use my finger to kind of lightly dab it in down along the top of the cheekbone. And then it kind of tends to just head towards the eye area anyway, but it doesn't mess with your eye makeup. So that's a really good application tip that I learned actually from makeup artist at Mecca. Finally, the Giorgio Armani Maestro Eraser. Now, this one is very liquidy. A little bit goes a really, really long way. But this is another one that I like to use. It works really well, especially if you use a liquid foundation. You want something really lightweight, but that has got strong pigment. This is great for that. It also brightens the eye area a little bit, which is another bonus because I love brightening anything. So it is good, even though it is... I guess this and the Elspar are on par in terms of price. This is, I think, $1 cheaper. A little bit does go a really, really long way. Like, you literally just need a tiny dab, and it will do your eye area and like around your nose or wherever else you need concealing. But this is probably the most liquid formula of all of them. So if you want something that isn't kind of sticky, maybe this is better for slightly older skins, just because it still covers, but it's not thick at all. It is quite liquidy and lovely. So it just depends what you prefer. Anyway, primpers, that is my top 5 concealer / camouflage picks. Let me know which products you love. I know that this is quite a passionate area for people. They love concealing, and there's, you know, some out there that are really, really great. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Anyway, great to be back on camera, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye.